Deep in a tranquil valley surrounded by mist-laced mountains and tall bamboo groves, there lived a humble painter named Kaito. He was known throughout the nearby villages for the delicate beauty of his art. Gentle strokes that captured the soul of falling leaves, the laughter in river ripples, and the stillness of dawn. Yet for all the admiration he received, a silent doubt grew within him, one that darkened his joy and dimmed the light in his eyes. Kaito lived alone in a modest thatched cottage near a small Buddhist temple. Despite the praise of others, he often looked at his work and wondered, is this truly beautiful, or are they merely being kind? Over time, his doubt deepened, eating away at the pride he once held in his gift. One morning, after finishing what he believed was his most heartfelt painting, a lotus blooming over a pond at sunrise, he decided to test the world's true opinion. He took the painting into the nearby village and placed it at a bustling corner where farmers passed on their way to market. Beneath it, he placed a sign. If you see any flaws in this painting, please mark them. He left a piece of charcoal beside it and walked away, his heart pounding with uncertainty. That evening, he returned. To his horror, the painting was covered with black marks. Lines were circled, petals crossed out, shadows questioned. Kaito stood frozen, each mark like a cut across his spirit. Not a single part had been spared. He carried the painting home in silence. That night, he wept. If so many found faults, he thought, perhaps I have deceived myself all along. Perhaps I was never truly an artist. Kaito did not paint the next day, nor the day after. Days turned into weeks. His brushes gathered dust. His once joyful heart became heavy, dulled by despair. One late afternoon, as golden light bathed the forest, Kaito wandered toward the temple, seeking silence more than answers. The temple's abbot, a serene old monk named Master Tenzin, saw him and smiled. "You look like a man whose soul has misplaced its light," the monk said gently. Kaito bowed respectfully and shared what had happened. Master Tenzin listened without interrupting. When Kaito finished, the monk remained quiet for a moment. Then he said, "Would you try something for me, just once more?" Kaito hesitated but nodded. The monk continued, "Paint the same scene again, the lotus, with your heart as you always have. But this time place a different sign." "What should it say?" Kaito asked. Master Tenzin's eyes sparkled. "Say this: if you see any flaw in this painting, please correct it. And leave brushes, ink, and paper beside it." Though puzzled, Kaito agreed. That night he returned to his cottage. He lit incense, opened his window to the moonlight, and painted again. Not with fear, but with presence. The lotus emerged slowly, line by line, breath by breath. When he finished, he felt a soft peace settle in his chest. The next morning, he placed the painting at the same village corner, along with the new sign and a set of tools. He returned that evening. The painting was untouched. Not a single line had been altered, not one petal repainted. He returned again the next day, still untouched. On the third day, an elder woman from the village approached him as he stood by the artwork. "Why do you look so surprised?" she asked kindly. "I had asked people to correct any flaws," Kaito murmured. She chuckled. "Oh, child, people will always find it easy to point out what's wrong, especially when they don't have to fix it. But when asked to improve something with their own hands, few feel qualified." Her words struck him as deeply as any scripture. That evening, Kaito sat with Master Tenzin under the temple's Bodhi tree. He spoke of the untouched painting and the woman's words. Master Tenzin smiled. "You see, Kaito, judgment is cheap. True understanding is rare. Most people judge from the surface, without the skill, effort, or heart to create. If you hand your worth to such voices, you will always feel small." The monk reached down and picked up a fallen leaf. "This leaf may seem imperfect to some," he said. "Too curled, too spotted, but to the tree it is perfect. It fulfilled its purpose." Kaito felt something shift inside. The heavy fog of doubt began to lift. He realized he had measured his worth through the eyes of those who neither painted nor understood the silent language of a brush. From that day forward, Kaito returned to his canvas. But he painted not for approval, not for praise, and certainly not for fear of critique. He painted because it was his way of breathing. Years passed. His art deepened, simpler, yet more profound. His brushstrokes carried quiet confidence, born not from applause, but from inner stillness. Travelers began to seek out the painter of the Lotus Valley. But Kaito always remained humble, teaching younger artists not how to impress, but how to listen. To themselves, to nature, and to the still voice within. Whenever a student struggled with self-doubt, Kaito would smile and say, "Let others mark their opinions if they must. But only you can decide which marks truly matter." The teaching of the story. In a world full of opinions, it is easy to lose sight of your inner truth. People will criticize, often not from wisdom but from habit, not to help, but to feel powerful. Their words are not mirrors of your worth. True value does not lie in being flawless, but in being faithful to who you are. The one who dares to create, to build, to express, walks a path that the passive critic never will. When you doubt yourself, remember, those who know how to do better are usually too busy creating to waste time tearing others down. So trust your voice, respect your journey, and above all, do not let the noise of others drown out the quiet knowing in your soul. For when you believe in your own light, you become like the lotus, rising from the mud, unsoiled, blooming in stillness.